Welcome to Design of Machine Element 2, second module. So in last class we discussed about some of the problems that is related to flat belt drive. So that means design of flat belt. Today also we'll continue with the problems that is related to flat belt. So it may be a cross belt drive or open belt drive. So we'll see next problem. For a flat belt drive, the following data are given. Power transmitted, that is equal to 9 kilowatt. Speed of motor is 1500 rpm. Speed of driven pulley is 500 rpm. Velocity of belt is 16 meter per second. Load factor is 1.2. Density of leather 9.8 kilo Newton per meter cube. Small diameter to thickness of the belt ratio 36. Factor of safety is 10. Ultimate strength of the belt material 24 megapascal. Center distance is 2.1 meter. Coefficient of friction is 0.36. Design the belt. So we have to design the belt. It means that you have to find out all the dimensions along with belt tensions you have to find out. So you have to follow all the design steps. So that is related to the flat belt drive. Here also they have not mentioned which type of flat belt you have to consider, because you have two options. One is open belt drive, another one is cross belt drive. So in such cases always you have to go for open belt drive, because they only mentioned flat belt drive. So we have to follow open belt drive design procedure. So we'll see one by one what are the given data here. So the given data P, that is equal to 9 kilowatt. So power transmitted is given. So it is a power to be transmitted from one shaft to another shaft, that is given as 9 kilowatt. And distance, how long you can transmit the power. So that is the distance between the centers of the two pulleys, that is 2.1 meter. So that is given here, center distance. So we have to convert into millimeter. So by multiplying 1000, so we will get 2100 millimeter. And velocity of the belt, so that also given here, velocity of the belt 16 meter per second. So that value is 16 meter per second, velocity of the belt. So that can be used to find out either diameter or speed of rotation, because you already know the relations, that is V equal to pi d n divided by 60,000. So if thickness is considered, then you have to add thickness, that is V equal to pi d plus t into n divided by 60,000. So the whatever the velocity, so that will be same for both the pulleys, whether it is for smaller or whether it is for larger pulley, the value will be same, or we can say equal. So next factor, that is density of the leather. So this is not actually a mass density. Instead of they are given in terms of weight density. By looking at the unit you can come to know. So kilo Newton per meter cube. So Newton per meter cube is a unit of weight density. So if we have mass density, so you need to multiply by 9.81, so or acceleration due to gravity. So but here it is given directly in terms of Newton per meter cube. So that act as a W. So in your data handbook, W stands for weight density of the belt material. The unit is Newton per meter cube. So same unit you have to substitute in the expression. So that will discuss later. And one of the important factor, that is load factor. So that factor you have to add during the power transmission. So because it is more than 100%. If it is 100%, so the value will be 1. So if it is more than 100%, so what is the percentage that you have to write here? 20 percentage more. So that factor you have to add. You have to design for more load. So that is 20% overload. So that is why you have to multiply by 1.2. So that we'll discuss later where you have to multiply that one. We'll see. And coming to the one more important small diameter to thickness of the belt ratio. So that is given, because they have not given diameter separately as well as thickness separately. Instead of that one, they have given in terms of ratio. So d by t ratio is 36. So with the help of this small relation, so you can calculate two unknowns, that is thickness as well as diameter. Now N1, so N1 is nothing but driver. So you can see here the motor. So whatever the pulley that is connected to the motor, it acts as a driver. So that speed is usually high. So from prime mover, you are going to transmit the power to the end shaft. It means that the speed will be reduced. So that is the speed of driven pulley 500 rpm. So speed is reduced from 1500 rpm to 500 rpm. So that is N1 1500 rpm. That is speed of smaller pulley, and driven pulley. So it is larger. So that's why N2 will be smaller in rpm. So rpm of the speed of rotation of the driven is small because of large diameter. Now, one more thing, ultimate strength of the belt material is given. So ultimate and a factor of safety is given means, so easily you can calculate working stress of the belt material, or we call it as design stress of the belt material. So that is nothing but maximum stress of the belt material. Usually that will be at tight side of the belt. So we also call it as tight side stress. So that can be calculated. Working stress sigma allowable is equal to sigma ultimate. So our ultimate stress divided by factor of safety. So that we'll discuss later, how to find out sigma d value. So these are the given data. One more thing, a coefficient of friction, that is 0.36 or 0.36. The coefficient of friction is here same value is given. It means that whatever the capacity, so that will be for smaller pulley, because if the coefficient of friction is same for smaller as well as larger pulley, then the minimum value will be always for smaller pulleys. So that's why with the help of this friction you can calculate capacity. At the same time you can calculate constant K also. That also we'll discuss later. So we'll see one by one step. The first step, that is unknown diameter. Here both the diameters are unknown, that is diameter of larger pulley as well as diameter of smaller pulley. So in such cases we have to use velocity equation. So velocity is given. So velocity is given by, so because thickness is given in the problem, because in terms of ratio is given, so that's why we have to use this equation, pi into d plus t into n1 divided by 60,000, because thickness also given in terms of ratio. That's why we have to select this equation. And if you consider this equation, this is for bigger pulley, so larger pulley. So you can see here capital letter D, this is diameter of larger pulley. So the ratio is given with respect to diameter of smaller pulley to the thickness. So you cannot substitute that here, because if you use here, so there will be two unknown, capital letter D as well as small letter d. So to avoid that one, so you can use this expression, V equal to pi into d plus t into n1 divided by 60,000, because d we can calculate, but t you have to write in terms of d, then only you can able to calculate value of d. So how to substitute t value, that also will say. So t can be written as d by 36, because ratio is given, d by t is 36. Similarly d by 36 equal to t. So v is 16, pi into d plus d divided by 36 into n1. So n1 is nothing but speed of rotation of smaller pulley, it is 1500 divided by 60,000. So after calculating this one, so you will get diameter of smaller pulley as 198.21 millimeter. So you will get 198.21 millimeter. Now how to calculate thickness, because d by t is 36 is given, so d value just now you calculated, that is 198.21. so 198.21 divided by 36, so you'll get t value. So t value becomes 5.5 millimeter. So now you got two dimensions of the belt, that is diameter of smaller pulley, along with you got thickness of the belt, so that is 5.5 millimeter. Now how to calculate diameter of larger pulley? So that is with the help of velocity ratio equation. So again you have to consider thickness into account. So that is this equation. So n1 into d plus t equal to n2 into d plus t. So n1 divided by n2, so that is equal to d plus t divided by t plus t. So we'll see after substitution, n1 is 1500, so d is 198.21, t plus 5.5, that is equal to n2 is speed of rotation of larger pulley, that is 500 rpm, into d. So d is the unknown diameter of larger pulley, plus 5.5. so after substitution, so you will get value as 605.63. so this is the diameter of larger pulley. So this is about the first step. Now we'll go to another step. So centrifugal stress in the belt. So how to calculate sigma c? So that will be again from the equation 14.3f in your data handbook. So sigma c equal to w into v square divided by 10 to the power 6 into g. So w, always keep in your mind, this should be in Newton per meter cube. It's nothing but weight density of the belt material. So you can see here this equation here in your data handbook, you can find from page number 291. so that is 14.3 f, sigma c equal to w into v square divided by 10 to the power 6 into g. So the value of w, it should be in Newton per meter cube. So directly it's given 9.8 kilo, it's given in terms of kilo, so you have to convert into Newton per meter cube. So kilo is nothing but 10 to the power 3, so it means 9800 Newton per meter cube. That is the value of w into v square. So v square is 16 square divided by 10 to the power 6 into g. So the value is 0.2557 Newton per millimeter square. So this is the centrifugal stress in the belt. Now again you have to calculate capacity, that is step number 3. So here you have to calculate actually e to the power mu l theta l and e to the power mu s theta s, but in our problem the whatever the coefficient of friction is same for the both the material, then no need of calculating separately for larger and smaller pulley, these two quantities. So you can only to find out e to the power mu s theta s, because this value will get minimum when the coefficient of friction is equal. So now we have to find out e to the power mu s theta s. To find out e to the power mu s theta s, first we have to calculate theta s. Theta s is nothing but angle of contact for smaller pulley. So how to calculate theta s, that we'll see. So that is based on again open belt rate. For open belt rate, so theta s can be calculated pi minus 2 sin inverse d minus d divided by 2 into c. So that is from equation number 14.1a in your data handbook. So after substitution you will get pi minus 2 sin inverse. So d value you already calculated, similarly small letter d also calculated, and c value that is given center distance 2100, pi minus d minus d, you can use this also equation. So while calculating this one, so whatever the answer you will get in terms of radian, so you have to keep your calculator in radian mode. So the answer is 2.9472 radian. So this is the angle of contact for smaller pulley. Now you can calculate that quantity e to the power mu s theta s. No need of finding e to the power mu l theta l, because coefficient of friction is same for both the pulleys. That's why only calculate e to the power mu s theta s. So e to the power mu value is given 0.36. So again multiply with the theta s 2.9472. This term you have to keep in radian, so don't keep in degrees. So you'll get answer as 2.8892, constant value. Now find value of k. How to find out value of k? So that is based on smaller pulley, so that is e to the power mu s theta s minus 1 divided by e to the power mu s theta s. So based on this one you can calculate k, that is 2.8892 minus 1 divided by 2.8892, so you'll get 0.6538. So now again calculate width of belt. So how to calculate width of belt? That is power transmitted per mm² area. So from equation 14.6 A you will get. So this is the equation for power transmitted per mm² area. So if you know power transmitted and power transmitted per mm² area, easily you can calculate area, because area is equal to power transmitted divided by power transmitted per mm² area. So you have here one term, that is sigma d, that is the design stress or allowable stress in the allowable stress for the belt material. So that can be calculated sigma ut divided by FOS. So that is 24 divided by 10. So you'll get 2.4 megapascal or 2.4 Newton per millimeter square. So that value you have to substitute as a maximum belt stress, that is 2.4 Newton per millimeter square. So substitute here the power transmitted per uh, mm² area. So 16 is the velocity divided by 1000, because whatever the power that will get in terms of kilowatt, that's why this is 1000. So 2.4 is nothing but maximum stress or allowable stress or design stress, that is 2.4 minus centrifugal stress, that is 0.2557. So into that term, so that is called constant term, it is denoted by k. That k value is 0.6538. So after substituting value, so you will get 0.0224. so this is very important. The unit is kilowatt per mm² area of belt. So if you know this power is for unit area. So now for entire area how to calculate? So that is very easy, because they have given already power transmitted. So power transmitted divided by power transmitted per mm² area. So you will get area of the belt. So area of cross section of the belt, so that is A equal to B into T. So here power transmitted divided by power transmitted per mm² area, but you have to consider here load factor. So if this value is not given, you assume that it is for 100%, it's not for overload. But here it is given in this problem load factor as a 1.2. So 1.2 is nothing but 20% more. So that is why it is 1.2. We have to multiply. So now we substitute here. So the whatever the power to be transmitted is given, that is 9 kilowatt. So always write in terms of kilowatt, that's why it is 9. So divided by 0.0224, and this is the factor. If it is not given, you assume it is 1, that is why no effect. So that's why here 20% more, so you have to multiply with 1.2. So the area will be 482.14 mm². So if you know the area, because flat belt, right, is nothing but the shape of the belt is rectangular, so that's why area of the rectangular is always width into thickness, that is b into t. So b value we have to find out, that is nothing but width of the belt, but the thickness of the belt is given, so that also not given directly, so in terms of ratio it is given with respect to diameter of the smaller pulley. So after calculating t value you got 5.5, so now equate this one 482.14, so easily you can calculate width of the belt. So width of the belt is uh, you'll get 87.66 millimeter. So this is one of the important design consideration, that is width of the belt. Now important steps, you need to find out length of the belt, because here the for open belt we have to consider, so equation is 14.2 in your data handbook, 14.2 b. So for open belt you have to consider, because they have not given which type of belt, so always you have to assume open belt. So L equal to 2c plus pi by 2 into d plus d plus d minus d whole square divided by 4c. So after substituting all the values, because center distance is given, so d value already calculated 605.63, 198.21. So these are the values. After substitution you will get length of belt as 5482, so 5482.42 millimeter. So this is the length of the belt. Now go to next step, that is initial tension in the belt. So to find out initial tension, so you have to calculate all the tension, that is T1, T2. So if you know T1 and T2, then easily you can calculate T naught. So that is initial tension in the belt. So that is with the help of equation number 14.8. Now how to calculate T1 and T2? Because sigma 1 already you know, sigma 1 is nothing but sigma d. So if you know sigma 1 and area, so easily you can calculate T1, that is tight side tension. Similarly, if you know sigma 2, then you can calculate uh, T2, that is sigma 2 equal to T2 divided by A. So T2 is nothing but sigma 2 into A. So we'll see one by one. So T1, that is force, equal to stress into area. So T1 is nothing but tight side tension, sigma 1 is nothing but tight side stress. So sigma 1 is equal to sigma d, is nothing but maximum stress in the belt material is always located at tight side of the belt. It means that the sigma d is nothing but sigma 1, that is 2.4 Newton per millimeter square. So area of the belt cross section is 482.14, so we will get maximum tension or tight side tension as 1157.13 Newton. So with the help of this one, uh, after this we can calculate T2. How to calculate T2? You just look at here. T2 is sigma 2 into A. So but we don't know sigma 2. Sigma 2 can be calculated with the help of this relation, that is 14.3 D. So this is one of the important relation. So that is nothing but a ratio of the belt tension. So T1 sigma 1 minus sigma c, sigma 2 minus sigma c, that is equal to e to the power mu theta. The same equation you can write in terms of tension also, that is T1 minus Tc divided by T2 minus Tc, that is equal to e to the power mu into theta. So here e to the power mu theta we have to use it for smaller pulley, because coefficient of friction is same, the capacity of the belt is for smaller pulley. So sigma 2 value is we have to find out but sigma 1 value is 2.4 minus sigma c. Sigma c is nothing but centrifugal stress, that value is 0.2557 divided by sigma 2 minus 0.2557, so that is equal to e to the power mu s theta s, that value is 2.8892. So after substituting, the value of sigma 2 becomes 0.9978, means that the stress at the slack side is 0.9978 Newton per millimeter square. Now with the help of slack side stress, you can calculate slack side tension, that is T2 equal to sigma 2 into area. So sigma 2 is 0.9978 into area 482.14, so you will get slack side tension as 481.01. Now we already calculated T1. Now we have T1 and T2 values, so easily you can calculate one more tension, that is initial tension in the belt. So that is the expression, this one, root T1 plus root T2, that is equal to 2 into root T naught. So T naught is nothing but initial tension, so that also you can calculate. So T naught you will get 782.60 Newton. So this is the complete design of the flat belt. So flat belt in the sense open belt. Now coming to the next problem. So almost all the problems are similar in nature, that is with respect to flat belt, right? So next problem, that is a flat belt 200 mm wide, weighing 20 Newton per meter, connecting a 300 mm diameter pulley to a 900 mm diameter driven pulley at shaft spacing 6 meter, transmits 55.2 kilowatt at a belt speed of 25 meter per second. The first one you have to calculate the belt length and angles of wrap. Second one you have to compute the belt tension based on a coefficient of friction 0.38. So this is the next problem. So almost similar to the previous problem. So but whatever the here the belt weight is given, so that is 20 Newton per meter. So the weight per unit length is given. So this will be one more data, that is denoted by W dash. So W dash is nothing but weight per unit length. So now how to calculate all these things, belt length, belt tension and angles of wrap, we'll see in detail. Now coming to the given data, just look at here. So weight of the belt per unit length is given, that is 20 Newton per meter. So always you have to keep in terms of Newton per meter. So when you are using the equation in your data and book, so first term, that is B is nothing but width of the belt. So it is given here a flat belt. Again they have not mentioned which type of flat belt. So we have two options, one is open belt, another one is cross belt. If it is not given, always select open belt. 20 meter wide, so wide is in the sense width of the belt is 200 millimeter, and C is nothing but center distance, that is given here. Shaft spacing, the spacing in the sense center distance between the two shaft is nothing but center distance. It is given as 6 meters. We have to convert into millimeters. The value will be 6000 millimeter. And velocity of the belt, so speed of the belt is given, that is 25 meter per second. And one more important data, diameters is given here, connecting a 300 mm diameter pulley to 900 mm diameter. Just one is smaller diameter, so that is nothing but diameter of smaller pulley, that is 300 millimeter, it is denoted by small letter d. And 900 mm diameter driven pulley, so diameter of the driven pulley or follower pulley is 900 millimeters, so that is nothing but larger pulley diameter. And power to be transmitted, that is 55.2 kilowatt. So then one more thing is given, the coefficient of friction, so that is 0.38. Here also coefficient of friction is same for both the pulleys. If it is different, the capacity you have to calculate based on larger pulley as well as smaller pulley by finding which value is minimum, that is e to the power mu l theta l or e to the power mu s theta s. Out of these two value, one value will be minimum, but here it is same, that's why always e to the power mu s theta s value is minimum, you have to consider that value. Now we'll follow one by one. So first, open bell drive, we need to find out angle of wrap, so that is theta s, because all the diameter also given, so they asked only to find out the angle of wraps, that is nothing but angle of contact. First we calculate theta s for open belt, that is from equation number 14.1a. so theta s is 3.041 radian, because you have to substitute all the value. D value is given 900 minus 300 millimeter divided by 2 into c. C value is 6000, that is nothing but center distance. After substituting all the values, you will get theta s as 3.041 radian. So that is the angle of wrap for smaller pulley. Similarly, you have to calculate for a larger pulley, so that is from equation number 14.1b. so that is theta l equal to pi plus 2 sin inverse t minus t divided by 2 into c. So again substitute the value of capital letter D is 900, small letter d is 300, c value is 6000. So after substituting value, you will get the angle of wrap for larger pulley, so that is 3.2416 radian, 3.2416 radian. So these are the two important answers, that is angle of wraps. Now we have to calculate length of belt. So for open belt, the length is given with the help of equation number 14.2b. So length equal to 2c plus pi divided by 2 into d plus d plus d minus d whole square divided by 4c. So that if you substitute all the values, that is c value, c is nothing but center distance 6000, pi divided by 2 into 900 plus 300 plus 900 minus 300 whole square divided by 4 into 6000. So you will get length of the belt as 13,899.95 millimeters. So this is the length of the belt. Next question you have to calculate, that is you have to find out capacity. So how to calculate capacity? So that is based on coefficient of friction. At the same time, e to the power, you have to calculate e to the power mu l theta l and e to the power mu s theta s. So minimum value you have to consider. If coefficient of friction is same for both the pulleys, then always e to the power mu s theta s is minimum. So that's why need to calculate only e to the power mu s theta s. So now you calculate e to the power mu s theta s, so we'll get e to the power 0.38, because coefficient of friction is given 0.38 into theta s value is 3.041, so we'll get 3.1756. so this is for smaller pulley. Now we have to find out centrifugal tension. So our main aim is to find out area of the belt, because once you get the area, easily you can calculate all the tension, because in the second question they asked to find out belt tensions that can be calculated only if you know the area. So because stress equal to uh, force by area is nothing but tension by area, so easily you can calculate belt tensions. So first you calculate centrifugal tensions, because they have given one more important term in your data book, sorry, in your problem, that is W dash. So W dash in the sense weight per unit length, so weight of the belt per unit length, so that value is given, so that value is 20. So centrifugal tension you can calculate directly from equation number 14.3e in your data book, that is T is equal to W square into V square, sorry, W dash into V square divided by G, so that is equal to W into B into T into V square divided by 10 to the power 6 into G. So you can use both equation. If you have W value, so W value in the sense weight density, that is unit of weight density is Newton per meter cube, but we have only Newton per meter, so that is weight per unit length. So that's why we use this equation. W dash is 20 and velocity is 25, that's why 20 into 25 square divided by G, the value of G is 9.81. so after substitution, value of TC becomes 1274.21 Newton, so that is centrifugal tension in the belt. Now you can calculate easily, you can calculate T1 value if you know the power equations, that is equation number 14.4. so power is V divided by 1000 into T1 minus Tc into e to the power mu into theta minus 1 divided by e to the power mu theta. So 55, so we have this value given in the problem. So velocity is 25 divided by 1000, so into T1 minus TC value is 1274.21. so this term, so you can calculate separately, that is e to the power mu s theta s minus e to the power mu s theta s, that value is 0.6852. so after calculating you will get T1 value as 4496.627. so that is the tight side tension in the belt. Now how to calculate T2? So T2 can be calculated with the help of equation 14.3c, that is T1 minus Tc divided by T2 minus Tc, that is equal to e to the power mu theta. So that can be calculated like this, because T1 value is known now, 4496.627 minus Tc value is 1274.21 divided by T2 value we have to find out, minus 1274.21, so that is equal to e to the power mu s theta s, that value is 3.1756. so you will get T2 value as 2282.665. so this is the tight side, sorry, this is the slack side tension. So we have tight side tension as 4496.627. similarly we have slack side tension 2288.665. at the same time we have TC, that is the centrifugal tension, that value is becomes 1274.21 Newton. So with the help of all the tension you can calculate now initial tension, that is root T1 plus root T2 equal to 2 into root T0. so after substitution, that is T1 value and T2 value, this is T2 value, so easily you can calculate T0. the T0 becomes 3300.3, that is 3300.3 Newton. So that completes your problems on flat belt drive. So next class we'll move forward. We'll solve problems on V-belt. Before that, we'll discuss what are the design procedure for V-belt. So how to solve problems of V-belt, because that two are very important. One is flat belt, another one is V-belt. So usually problem they will ask from these two type of belt drives, and only theory from other type of power drives such as rope drive or chain drive. So that is only for theoretical treatment. So that's why we'll solve more problems on V belt, because as compared with the flat belt drive, the problems of V belt drive is more important. So in next class we'll discuss about design of V belt. Then we'll solve some of the important problem related to V belt. Thank you.